What's up, everyone? Kyle here again, and I got my oldest son, Riker. We've been documenting his first investment that he made about a year and a half ago in 2023. And so Riker here, after 5 years of saving and learning and building what we call tough money habits for kids, he was now in a position to leverage his whole life insurance policy to actually make an investment. So we're going to be talking a little bit about the passive income he's generating now, and maybe give you some ideas on how you could be teaching and working with your children to get this mindset of money instilled in them early. And so before we start into that, I want to show you this path of money directly from Gary Keller. I think this is so brilliant. So anytime you have money coming into your life, there's basically four things you can do with it. Now, the income is going to come into what's called your profit and loss statement. And from there, you can basically do two things. You can spend it, or you can donate it. Now, you already know, Riker, the first thing that we do with money is what?
We save it.
So he is already programmed. When money comes into his life, he's going to save some, then he's going to spend some. And we are working on the donating part right now. And what's left over is called savings. Where that gets held in this green box right here is going to make a huge difference on how tough your investments are and how tough you'll be financially. So after about 5 years of him being a good saver, and we've built up his policies for the last 5 years, he had an opportunity at 5 years old to lend some money. Now, the investment we were looking at was a loan. That's something that I want him to be looking into, is how do you create passive income as a banker making the loans for other people. So we had an individual that came into our office who wanted to borrow $35,000. They were willing to pay 10% over 5 years. Now I'm going to show you the amortization schedule right here. And so this is what it looks like. And we're about 18 months into that loan right now. And do you know that last year, Riker, this is how much money you earned in interest? $3,000 of interest is what that money was doing for you. Remember when I was telling you your money is working for you? So $3,000 is just interest from that loan you made. So you work hard for your money. You clean the garage, you pull weeds, you come on some of my work trips, you help me speak, but this money is out there working for you. And what's cool about that amount is that $3,000 of interest that he earned last year is enough to pay the base premium and the paid up additions premium on your very first policy. So your first policy you had when you were just a few weeks old, $3,000 a year is what we typically put into it. So that loan that you made will pay your policy ongoing. And so now we're going to start playing this game with him, which is what's the number that we have to have lent out that's bringing in how much interest to make sure that his savings habits remain intact from a passive income point. But also we're going to help him start running down his own freedom number, ideally before he's 20 years old. And so we want him in a financial position where he's going to be winning that game so early with so much confidence and certainty. You know, he's still going to have an active income, but isn't that a cool idea that your money can go work for you? What do you think about that?
It's really cool because people can have lots of fun with the money.
You better believe we can have lots of fun. That is definitely one of the good things about making money, right? I would say, you know, Riker at this point has some really tough financial management habits. And now the fun part is, since he is so tough foundationally, now he's in a position to start investing. We want to make sure that he's really intentional about how and what he's going to invest in. But no matter what path he takes in life, if he's an employee, a self-employed individual, if he wants to get into business, or if he wants to be an investor, one of the non-negotiables is he needs to understand the role of the banker in his life and how banking affects all other players in the money game. And that's something that we're working on right now. If you need more resources on education on how to work with your kids young, we've got tons of content. Just reach out to us. You can click in the link or in the description to get some of our free educational resources. And this will be one of the most fun and fulfilling conversations you ever get to have as a parent, which is around money and how it can support your child's dreams, their ambitions, and everything they want to accomplish to live that ideal life.